How to use the verb ask correctly from espressoenglish.net. Ask is one of the most common verbs in English, but there are a number of details to remember when you use it in a sentence. Here are 4 ways to use the English verb ask correctly and one common error. You can ask someone for an object. For example, I asked the teacher for a pencil. I asked her for a glass of water. My son asked for a video game for Christmas. You can also use ask someone for when the thing you want to receive is not a physical object. For example, I asked the teacher for some help with the homework. I'm going to ask my sister for advice. Let's ask the travel agent for information. So use ask for when you want to receive something from another person. Use ask someone about plus a topic. For example, I asked the teacher about the final exam. I asked my colleague about his trip to Portugal. My boss asked me about the project. Let's ask the travel agent about flights to Europe. So use ask someone about when you want to know some information about a particular topic. You can also use the structure ask someone followed by a question word like who, what, when, where, how, and why. For example, I asked my kids who had made the mess in the kitchen. He asked me what I like to do on the weekends. Let's ask when the next showing of the movie is. I asked Jill where she had bought her dress. The hotel receptionist asked me how many nights I would be staying. Have you ever asked him why he doesn't like to travel? So those were some examples of ask someone plus a question word, but you can also use ask someone if for yes or no questions. For example, I asked her if she likes to dance. Let's ask the waitress if there are any lunch specials. The teacher asked the class if everyone had finished the homework. Again, those are all yes or no questions, so we use ask plus if. Finally, you can use ask someone to plus a verb. Use this structure when you want a person to do something or not to do something. For example, my mother asked me to clean my room. I asked my secretary to print out the report. They asked us not to make so much noise in the library. The doctor asked me not to eat for 12 hours before the surgery. So again, to review, ask someone for an object. Ask someone about a topic of discussion. Ask someone plus a question word when you want to report on that question. And ask someone to plus a verb when you want someone to take action or not to take action. Now here's the common error. Never use ask to someone. For example, don't say, I asked to her if she had any plans. The correct sentence is, I asked her if she had any plans. Don't say, let's ask to the teacher our question. The correct sentence is, let's ask the teacher our question. Don't say, he asked to me about my family. The correct sentence is, he asked me about my family. And finally, don't say, I asked to everyone turn off their cell phones during the meeting. The correct sentence is, I asked everyone to turn off their cell phones during the meeting.